On August 2022, Singapore has celebrated the 57th anniversary of receiving the divorce paper from Malaysia. Thus, what a great way to celebrate the anniversary by having a great monument. Not this one. Just shy 100 meters from the world-famous Merlion, there is a square granite stone corner next to Fullerton Hotel near with the Singapore River. This stone, ignored and forgotten, is a memory of what once a grand project to commemorate the unnamed pioneers of Singapore. This is the story of the early Founders Memorial. To understand why the early Founders Memorial was proposed to be built near the Singapore River, let's take a look into the artifact found nearby Fullerton, which is Batu, Singapura. Batu, Singapura is an ancient stone artifact which is the earliest written proof of human activity in Singapore. It is written in classical Kawi language where the stones make the writing rendered unreadable and hard to be deciphered. As a result, what written on the stone and who wrote the writing on the stone is a historical mystery. The stone was known by early Malay settlers and then the Chinese and also the English who came later on in the 19th century, and is located in the bushy area right on the entrance to Singapore River. But the British want to enlarge the river estuary to allow bigger ships to enter Singapore River, and thus the stone was dynamited, which is a classic British action, and the remaining surviving fragments were salvaged and kept in the Singapore National Museum. Unlike the past monuments in Singapore which were built mainly around Padang, which commemorates a person or an event, early Founders Memorial commemorates a general history of how modern Singapore was started. There was no statue, no obelisk, not even the specific names, apart from the name of its officiator, the first president of Singapore, Yusof bin Ishaq. The idea of monument construction came from Alumni International Singapore, a group of the student alumni who collected the funding and judged the proposed design of this important monument. But nobody knows what the finished monument should be look like because of what happened during and after the Grand Cornerstone event in front of the Fullerton Hotel in 1970. The cornerstone laying ceremony was held on 18th of January 1970 with performances and long speeches. However, the construction was stalled due to design issue by the juries. No design was noteworthy to be built and no winner was declared. The September 1975, 5 years after the official ceremony, the construction of long delayed monument was announced, and the construction will start very soon pending the government approval. But afterward of the announcement in 1975, there was no more progress of the monument construction and the project led to scrap in the year 1985. During the renovation of Fullerton building in 2000 to convert the building, the former General Post Office, into a hotel, the cornerstone was moved to a hidden spot in the National Archive of Singapore and put there for 10 years. After long forgotten, the cornerstone was moved back to nearby Fullerton Hotel with far smaller ceremony, not as grandeur as previously, on 9th of July 2010. Because of this long forgotten nature of this monument, the information of what exactly the monument is and how the progress and also why the project stopped, the information is so scarce, and to search of the information and history of this particular monument, I rely primarily on Wikipedia page written based on David Brazel's book Insiders Singapore. In place of the unfinished memorial nearby the Collyer Quay, another memorial took the original spot of where Batu, Singapura was found. The fictional character called Merlion, which a combination of lion head and fish body, was constructed in 1972 based on the design of the Singapore Tourism Board to promote the tourism in Singapore. Merlion lion head and fish body has its origin based on Singapore history. Singapore originated from the name Singapura, which in English called Lion City, which still how the Malays referred this state, while the fish body perhaps come from the fishing activity where it used to be centered along the Singapore coastlines. Due to the intense reclamation of land scarce nation, Merlion has been hidden from the wider view due to construction of the buildings and also nearby bridges, and Merlion moved again to the present site on April 2002, the place that everybody knows. Originally, the reclaimed area at Collyer Quay in front of the Fullerton Hotel was meant for early founders memorial, which is never built, while the original Batu Singapura spot, the location is located nearby with Esplanade Bridge, hidden from public view and ignored by many. As the time passed by, the idea of building the monument to commemorate the founders never died. In 2015, right after the death of the first Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew, a new monument was proposed and is creatively named as the Founders Memorial. Again, the brand new Founders Memorial has no statue, no obelisk, and carry no names. The location of the new Founders Memorial is on the eastern part of Marina Bay, which is scheduled to complete in the year 2027, complete with its own MRT station served by Thomson East Coast Line (TEL). And at the end, the early Founders Memorial cornerstone became the monuments of its own, ignored and forgotten by tourists on their way to more famous Merlion to take pictures at that. If you want to visit the early Founders Memorial, you can take a MRT line, East-West line if you came from the Changi Airport, or you can even take the North-South line either, because both lines will meet at Raffles Place Station. Take exit G and just walk beside Singapore River Bank nearby Fullerton Hotel until you found this stone nearby the entrance, hotel entrance, or you just come by bus and stop in front of Fullerton Hotel or Merlion Park, just located nearby. The monument is on the right side of the hotel entrance. If you drive, I think you are really a rich person because driving in Singapore is so expensive. Maybe you can try parking nearby the downtown area or Raffles Place, there at the public car park access. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something about this long and forgotten monument, which is part of a rich Singapore's modern history. Thank you so much again for watching and see you in next episode.